Nordstroms all around the country with annual sales of nearly $3.5 billion. Nordstrom's maintains an inventory of items nearly double that of the typical specialty store or department. That means a gigantic database to keep track of inventory and sales. So when they went looking around for a computing environment, it was serious business. They looked at OS2, they looked at Windows NT for Microsoft, but they settled on OS2 for Microsoft. Wow, that means a gigantic Windows NT for Microsoft. Why? Well, we'll try to find out today. Wow. But they settled on Windows NT on this edition of the Computer.
Computer Chronicle microprocessor technology for the software of Microsoft, the computer in SUS Intel, the SUS computer. Additional funding is provided by the SUS Association. Machine software. Don't SUS cock.
Whoa, I'm Stewart, and with me today is Mike Nash, product manager with Microsoft. Mike, I have double that of the specialty store on your machine. They look almost identical. What is the difference?
They both use the same familiar program manager, and in fact, a lot of the tools
What is the difference?
are exactly the same. In fact, if you could launch that
I'll
on
launch
your machine,
I'll launch File Manager in 3.1. You launch yours in NT.
they're basically the same.
We will look into Windows. We will look into performance. First, we're going to sauce the NT development team.
The Windows products. Before the next major version release, codenamed Koch, is ready, Microsoft will release TT upgrades.
We're sitting down trying to with sort of some better performance. Pasta.
Program managers say Koch
And
intuitive ability.
Will make it easier for people to say just where they can work with the data in exactly the way they want it.
For the Computer Chronicle, I'm Jonelle Patterson.
Two of the nice features of Windows NT are port and nearly $3.5 billion. Here to show us what that means, a court of Microsoft, and also back with us, Mike Nash.
Well, what we have here is the same consistent Windows user interface, but of course, it's Windows NT that's running here, and it's running on a different microprocessor chip.
All right, so what do we have over here on this NetPower PC?
Well, what we have here is the same consistent Windows user interface, but of course, it's Windows NT that's running here.
So you're running 16-bit Excel up here.
I'm running 16-bit Excel, and in the background, I have a 32-bit application called PP, which is used to visualize data. So what I'm going to do is to hide this data here.
So that's data coming out of Excel.
This is PP
Okay.
and I'm going to plot that information so that we can see it in a different form. And as you can see, as the charts begin...
And Windows NT Advanced Server is much more than just a file and print server. It's actually designed to be an application server, so that we can run server applications and have multiple users share. Exactly, and it has a lot to do with Windows NT's ability to share the load, if you will, across the 4 CPUs. In fact, why don't we take a look at how we do that?
the problem right now probably isn't itself, but the fact is running on what I would say is itself. Until the PCs or whatever system they're going to run this on, they just simply don't have the power.
And now it's possible to have high power in an affordable.
Now with technology being what it is and being able to go out something in the neighborhood of like 5, you can now buy a machine that is running at 135 million.
Fireman's Fund agents are able to issue policies, process forms, and let
If you want speed, it's probably because you're interested in like graphic So that's what we'll show you next. Helped out by Michael Gibbons of AltSys, and also joining us, Glenn. All right, so show us a little bit about Mike and what some of the power of it is.
No.
That is our look at Windows T. Stay tuned now for this week's
In the random access file this week, in an upcoming show. Philips Consumer Electronics says advancement in display technology. It's the first. I'm Janelle Stelson.
How to build the ultimate game PC. Coming up next on the Computer Chronicles. Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Computers, the online computer from PC first, moving files, applications, and preferences from your computer to your new computer. Additional support is provided by Computers, where people and technology sets. Hi and welcome now. I'm Stewart. There's some very interesting marketing on new PC purchases, which shows that most PC upgrades for consumers are driven not by the kids in the house, but by the kids who want a more game machine. Certainly there is no more demanding application for a computer than today's graphics. So today we are going to start out with graphics, and here to help us do that is Tony of NVIDIA. All right, so you've got the brand new G.
So this product actually includes a fifth. To put that in perspective, that's more transistors than a penny.
Just on the graphics.
Just on the graphics processor,
okay.
As well as 64 megabytes of.
Just on the graphics. But what's key about this is it's the brand new G.
You're right. For the first time, the graphics processor is as programmable as the CPU, just like the processor.
So that means a game developer is not stuck saying, "Oh, I can do. You want it to do."
That's exactly right. So for the first time, game developers can essentially.
Yeah.
So what used to be the domain just of and special effects there, which are really.
First of all, in a game, I mean, you're concerned about the surfaces of things, the texture, the animation there.
Right. So we came up with this idea.
You have the ability now to actually generate real-time landscapes too, right?
That's exactly right. Because
the hardest thing in a game is
That's exactly right.
There.
Right. Yes. We wanted to create. That's exactly right. Today's game characters are kind of wild. Exactly. So we've got Zoltar, which is actually kind of modeled after the Zoltar character from Tom Hanks. What we can do is program the graph as program. We download those to our graphics processor, and we can animate them and move them around entirely in programs. So for the first time in real time, you can get human characters.
All right, thanks a lot.
Great, thanks a lot, Stuart.
All right, well, game is sex. There are many sounds. Here to tell us about one high-end option is Scott McNeese of Philips. How you doing, Scott? Okay, no, wait. So let's talk about what's the big deal about sex.
Basically what we assess, and you're surrounded by sex, really get immersed in it and enjoy it. Well, we want to be able to create that same experience on the PP, music, even most of the system.
Best it's their stereo sound, right?
Exactly. So, exactly.
That's exactly right.
You have a nice little demonstration here, actually. If you can show us this.
Yes, this is an MP, and first actually we're going to start it in stereo. And you see these two little visuals here, stereo. Now, I'm going to go.
That would be our typical stereo environment.
Exactly.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Exactly. And it's basically with a sub. This has a down-firing driver that you can't see on the bottom of this. It's the active driver. But this is the key to the technology. It's a very far.
Big-time mega bass coming out of small box. Briefly, how much is it going to cost?
Well, the cartridge itself, the one we're showing here, is $99.99,
All right, coming up next, the new game, Gigahertz CPU. We'll see in just a moment.
Falcon is a bunch of game computers. So when you call and say, hey, I play God-type simulator games, you can see.
Now, does it cost me more?
I think this Falcon is right around $, which is, but you get a lot more service with the 3000.
So if you call up in the middle of the night and you're having trouble with
game, these guys are going to say, "Whoops, we don't deal with games."
No,
they'll know what you're talking
they'll
about.
know exactly what you're talking about. They'll say,
All right, Gordon, last thing I want to talk to you about is this laptop over here.
To purchase a videotape copy of today's program, call toll-free 1-888-305-781-0-850-838 toll call 1-378-185. Please specify the show number and the topic.
Next week on the computer